So when I was a kid, on their way back, I'd be like, Mamá, por favor, pueden pasar por McDonald's. Me pueden comprar un 20-piece chicken nugget y un chocolate shake. You want a papa frita? Yeah. So for all my ladies and gents that don't speak Spanish, 20-piece chicken nugget, large fry, and a large chocolate shake.
Yeah, chocolate shakes. I can't.
Just starts zoning out. Yeah.
Let's put a picture of a chocolate shake right above top of his head.
Pop it up. It's all right.
Yeah. I was like, I really need to just slim down, get in shape. Then I lost 60 pounds
Holy
in
moly.
the span of 3 months
Whoa.
as a 15-year-old while growing. You know, I'm 6 foot now, and I was like 5'3" like a year like before. So it wasn't good. I was tracking all my calories, like eating probably 1,600 calories a day, which for like a growing teenager.
That's not enough.
No, not at all. Wow. So yeah, it did become like a disorder.
What are the foods that cause the inflammation? What are the main culprits?
It's sugar, it's fried food, heavily processed food. Yeah. It's just basically all the stuff that's not really food.
Yeah.
If you stick to eating real food, single ingredient stuff, meat, your rice, your eggs, potatoes, vegetables, fruits, all those kind of things, you're going to be in good shape because that's stuff that your body's meant to digest, right? All these process. Super ultra processed things that are like made in factories and are made to be extremely palatable, right? So that the consumer goes and buys more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I felt the feeling of kind of being hopeless and being like, wow, like this is what I'm doing with my life. Like, are you serious? Like, this is how I'm finding pleasure. Like, it's so fleeting, right? So definitely the second chance. Like, it's never too late.
Take notes.
What's your name?
My name is Tav.
That's what I thought.
That's right.
My name is Ryan.
Not Taco Bell.
Did you know I said that?
And this is the Take Notes podcast. Welcome, everybody, again to another episode of the Take Notes podcast. I'm your host, Tav, and
I'm Ryan.
That's right. She's my lovely co-host. And we're back and better than ever.
That's true.
We're back again. What episode is this? 24?
I think.
24.
Yeah.
I think Deuce 4. Hey, Kobe Bryant, you
Kobe's
feel
number.
me?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
24/7. Speaking of one of the GOATs, we got one of the GOATs in the house today for our next interview. This is our third interview?
It is.
Yeah. So welcome everybody to the podcast. His name is Dash Rodriguez.
Ooh.
He's also my personal trainer.
Yeah.
It's weird to say that. I have a personal trainer. It's weird and scary at the same time, but I'm pushing through it. We're making it work. But
we are.
He's so thankful that he's graced us with his presence today, and we're gonna do a little chatting about some things. But thanks for joining us. If you're here, if you're watching, and you're not subscribed, subscribe. It literally doesn't cost you anything. Like it's free. It's free 99, and it helps us. So if you get something out of this, if you enjoy the conversations that we have, just click the button. Just click it. Just literally, like right now, when you're watching this, it's right there, like just down the left a little bit. Just hit subscribe. Come on, get over it. And then also click the bells for the notifications while you're at it, because that's going to help too. So that way you'll know when we're posting an episode.
Yeah, big time.
But yeah, enough of that. Let's get to conversation. How's everybody's day? How's everybody's day been? I know we were talking, you said you went to church, yeah?
Great day, man. Can't complain. It was a really nice, restful Sunday.
Nice, restful Sunday.
That's right.
Some about those moments, and we were talking about it too, where you can just take a break and do nothing for a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're going, it's like those kind of moments are so sweet. I'm looking forward to ours at the end of the day because we've been, we too went to church. Where do you go to for coffee, by the way? Where do you guys go?
Honestly, man, my lady is very basic. I love her to death, but we do Starbucks every Sunday morning. And I've told her, I'm like, babe, we should go and check out all these different coffee shops that are around town. Like, no, babe, I want to stick to Starbucks. So we stick to Starbucks. If she's happy, I'm happy.
Yeah, hey, sometimes creatures of habit, like that's a thing. I'm definitely one of those.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like I don't know how many coffee shops I've been to in my life. Maybe like Cup of Joy. That's probably like.
Yeah, that's a solid one.
As far as like niche coffee shops, right? You know, that's the new thing to say, right? Is it niche?
There's this really cool one. I don't know where it's located. It's called Monstera Coffee.
Oh, like the plant?
Yeah, and it's like they have plants everywhere.
Interesting.
It's sick. Yeah, I have a feeling it's in Clovis, but I could be wrong.
Okay, but it's local for sure.
It's local. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a ton. There's
so
ton
many
of spots.
niche coffee houses.
Yeah. Which I'm the same way. I haven't ventured out. Have you ventured out before, or you just? Did you even drink a lot of coffee before you met your girlfriend?
Oh man, I love coffee.
Oh, okay.
I mean, coming from a Cuban family, I probably had my first drink of coffee when I was 6. It's very normal over there. No, it's normal. Like café con leche.
Hey, you feel me?
Yeah, right. The crazy thing is that just as kids, our breakfast would be the café con leche with little bits of just white bread, and it's thrown in there, and you kind of like eat it, drink it, and it sounds kind of weird, like
no, it doesn't.
Soggy bread.
No,
and
it sounds
coffee,
great.
But man, that thing hits every time.
No, I bet in the Hispanic and Mexican culture, it's pan, right? Pan dulce. With coffee.
Yeah.
And it's like, you get you just dip that bread in the coffee, and then you just let it soak it up and get all moist, and when it just puts it in your mouth. It's so good. It's so good. Oh man.
Little jingle.
Oh man, I'm
missing
I'm missing the sweets. I'm going through it, guys. I'm going through it, guys. But anyways.
We can get into that a little bit.
We could get into that a little bit ago, a little bit more. But yeah, you're Cuban. Let's just talk about that because when we were our first time training, right? We're like training and we're going right, and then he's over there on the Smith. There's some dudes on the Smith machine, and Dash like talking to him. I was like, is he talking to him in Spanish? I'm like, bro's talking like for real, like in Spanish, like for real, like put him on the stage. He can sing Selena right now. Like, let's take him to karaoke. And I was like, whoa, he's actually really good at it, you know? Because I grew up, my dad, you know, I'm first generation American, my dad's side. So I know what it sounds like, you know, someone knows how to speak Spanish. And so I was kind of shocked. And then when you said I'm Cuban, I'm like, oh, what? That makes a whole lot of sense. Like, dang.
Yeah, totally.
I just thought you were just a basic white guy. I'm just being honest.
It's what everyone else thinks.
I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know.
We come in all colors of the rainbow. I'll tell you that. Yeah,
that's true. Light skin, Mexican, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about that. Funny. You know, because like I said, the people who watch this podcast, you know, they know us. You know, they see us every week, or every other week, sometimes, or every 2 weeks. But we're every we're every week. We're every week. But they don't know like anything about you. So let's talk about Dash the person. Like, how did you end up here in Fresno? If you're Cuban, are you from Cuba?
Mm-hmm, yeah. So I was born in Cuba in the year 2000. I'm 24 years old. My parents lived very well in Cuba, but my dad had like a long vision, and he didn't see it going the best, and he was completely right. So his number one thing was, I need to provide a better future for my family and for myself. Yeah. So we were able to come here in 2003, moved over to Kentucky at first. I believe that my folks knew some people that were from Cuba that were, in Kentucky. Yeah. So they both had factory jobs for the longest time. I had like a nanny. They built year after year. We were able to move to California, and my dad's dream was to start up a cigar shop, and he did just that. And that's been around since 2006. So grew up all around the cigar business. Really loved it. It's a really cool culture. That's pretty much it, man.
You partake in the stogie? Do they call it stogies?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a correct term. Not as much. I do from time to time, but with my career now being fitness, I try to play my part and be a good role model to my clients too. And I don't think it would be the best if I was just smoking cigars all day. It just it doesn't really combine too well together. But
I know that's like. Nowadays, I feel like even more like it's so common. Like people like, oh, let's go have some stogies or whatever. Like hang out. There's cigar lounges everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
it's a thing.
But that's cool, bro. So at what age? So 2000, you were born 2000. So you were in Fresno by 2006.
Yeah, in Fresno by 2006.
So you were grade school when you moved here?
Yeah, start of kindergarten.
Nice.
Yeah, start of kindergarten. So yeah, born in 01.
Okay.
Moved over here in 2006. Started my first day of kindergarten not knowing a lick of English.
That's actually wild.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
No, my parents tried to buy like, I don't know if you guys remember,
Hooked on
but
phonics?
they had like the Disney how to teach English. It was like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, and I honestly just watched it for the cartoon. I didn't learn a single thing. Couldn't really focus, but honestly, my kindergarten teacher, when she talked to my dad, because my dad was inquiring about putting me into like the dual language classes so I can learn the language a little bit easier. But apparently I was a super social kid, even when I was like in kindergarten. I was going around and trying to communicate what I was trying to say. Obviously, I don't remember a lot of it myself. But yeah, they're like, no, honestly, just keep him in the regular classes. I think that, he's going to learn. At that age, our brains are growing at such a crazy rate that you're a sponge and you absorb everything. In a sense, I was just automatically social, being an only child too. Yeah. But if you would meet my parents, you would understand where it comes from. My dad's a super outgoing guy.
Yeah. The whole social butterfly kind of thing.
Yeah,
you probably
for sure.
heard that before. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's cool. Thinking about that, like, I'm just thinking like, what would it be like for a kid now to move here? Yeah. Because I think like the prevalence of like electronics and iPads and stuff will like make it a lot more difficult for kids to be social. For sure. So like, dang, that would be tough. You would for sure have to be in a dual language.
For sure.
But that's cool. That's dope, man. I cannot imagine not knowing English and being in kindergarten. That'd be rough.
Yeah, I do remember my first day. And I was so confused. I was like, what is going on? And kids were like at a table, they were already learning math, and I was just kind of like confused, but I mean, it went by pretty smooth. Yeah.
Because in Cuba, for math, do they use the metric system? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's completely different. Dang. So you were like, you had to learn 2 different languages pretty much.
Yeah, so I mean, all my like schooling was here. So I mean, I never experienced a day of school back in Cuba.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so for me, it was just, I was learning from scratch. Nice. It was just the language, language barrier. But the great thing is that as I learned English from being around like my classmates, teachers, and everyone else, the only language that was spoken at the house was Spanish. So I was able to keep my Spanish as well. Because that's what happens to a lot of us that are Generation Zero, right?
Yeah.
The English language, since it's new and, you need it, for the future.
You need it
in house, then that also becomes the primary language. Yep. And then one thing about any language, and I'm sure any viewers can attest if they've experienced it, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah.
I've gone weeks, like when I've originally had moved out of my parents' house, weeks without speaking Spanish. And then I would get on a conversation and I would kind of stumble on certain things. Like the way that I don't know, the way I just wasn't grasping the language or speaking it as well. Dang. So if you don't use it, you lose it. That's for sure.
So what do you do now to keep yourself from, losing it?
I keep in contact with my folks all the time. Just
on purpose.
I have a couple of clients that are Spanish speaking only.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Which I have even told Saul, if you're watching this, shout out. But I told him, I was like, bro, let's try to predominantly speak Spanish. And I told him that intentionally, just so that I could hear the language, speak the language, and be around it a little bit more. That's
cool.
So I could keep that, keep being bilingual.
It's intentionality. You're being intentional on purpose with it,
For sure.
Yeah. Because it's important, the heritage, the culture, and it's good to be, bilingual, 100%.
It's like like having a superpower, low key,
Yeah, 100%.
Not a lot of people. I mean, if you think about it, like not a lot of people, especially like in my instance, I'm like 4th generation American. Like, I'm so far removed from like the culture.
You're super white girl Mexican.
Super white girl Mexican. I went to Bullard. Like I'm like basic super white girl Mexican, but so I don't know a lick of of Spanish.
You be trying sometimes though. It's
cute.
Kind
of, you know, poquito.
Yeah, see, look at that. Hey, that didn't sound too bad.
One time when Instagram did it for us, remember?
That was crazy.
We had that
AI,
reel go viral,
man.
and then
AI.
They translated it to Spanish. That's funny.
Insane.
And it changed the way your mouth moved and everything to match it.
Whoa, that's kind of weird.
It was
did it.
It was like a whole other level.
Yeah, because one of our reels like went viral on Instagram and TikTok. And
so it was about Disney.
It like asked like, would you like to translate in Spanish?
Oh,
it
did it directly from the app?
Yeah, Instagram did it.
Yeah.
Wow. And it like changed the way her mouth moved and everything to make it look like she was speaking Spanish.
Yeah,
That's
it was
nuts.
crazy.
Yeah,
it was
because
crazy.
I guess people in other countries are watching it, whatever.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So
absolutely
wild.
That is the thing about the internet; it's so far-reaching. It's insane.
I love the good old internets. Internets is great.
Yeah.
But that's sick, dude. Wow. I mean, yeah, that speaks a lot about the type of person you are. Yeah, that's dope. So got to know a little bit about you. What got you to, what's your story about getting into physical fitness, right? Or right?
Yeah.
Physical training. For sure.
Lifting
weights.
Of course. I mean, growing up, I hated lifting, hated anything that had to do with the gym. I was in sports all throughout like middle school and high school, and I hated the training sessions. It just was not something that was fun for me at all. So it's kind of funny that now it's like I live and breathe it.
Right.
But yeah, man, just went through high school. I went through kind of like an eating disorder. It wasn't diagnosed, but I was chubby my whole life as a kid. Loved food, loved snacking to the point where like it's eating mama's food, plus having a bag of chips open, plus after going in and digging my hands into like a bag of Captain Crunch or Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Hey, speaking my language, dog. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You're in trouble. You're cutting all your carbs next week. We'll talk about that after the podcast.
Yeah, off the record.
I'm kidding.
He's like, dude, it was just a joke, bro.
Yeah. So don't punish
just
me.
for the pot, man. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so went from that to I wanted to change, and it got very drastic. So I went from 5'3", 5'4", 200 pounds like freshman year of high school to just one like winter after traveling to Cuba. I was like, I really need to just slim down and get in shape. Then I lost 60 pounds
Holy moly.
the span of 3 months
Whoa.
as a 15-year-old. While growing, I'm 6 foot now, and I was like 5'3" like a year like before, so it wasn't good. I was tracking all my calories, like eating probably 1,600 calories a day.
Dang.
Which for like a growing teenager,
that's not enough.
No, not at all.
Wow.
So yeah, it did become like a disorder. I wouldn't eat anything else that wasn't in my meal plan.
Yeah. Holy smokes.
Yeah, so I got really lean. I got really skinny to the point where my parents were like, Dash, you look like you're sick.
Wow.
Like you don't look well, right?
Yeah.
So that's what kind of like took me into, okay, I need to start putting on weight, but I need to do it the right way.
Yeah.
But I'm sure a lot of the viewers, that have gone through a similar kind of thing, it's really hard to gain weight again when you lost it. It becomes like a fear. Like you don't want to get back to square zero. And that's what I thought it was going to be. So it was a lot of trial and error, a lot. But senior year of high school, I signed up for Planet Fitness. I didn't have a car, so it was like walking distance from my parents' apartment.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even the gym that I started loving so much, but it was like the late night walks after the gym that I started loving. And I'm like, wow, I feel really productive. I feel like I'm doing something good for myself. And this is going to take me, in a better path than what I was doing before. So I started putting on the weight, started really enjoying it, like enjoying all the movements that I was doing in the gym.
Yeah.
Went into college, fell off the wagon fully, partying, drinking, doing all that stuff. Dug myself into a pretty deep hole, and fitness was the one thing that was always there. Besides God, God is the one that led me there.
100%.
Of course, like he used the gym as kind of like, this is a safe spot, like a safe haven for me.
Wow.
So when I decided that I needed to wake up and leave the whole partying scene, the gym was right there with open doors, and I took out all the anger and the frustrations that I had. I've always had these super high expectations for myself, and a want to not let my parents down too, because they sacrificed everything, came over here to 100%. A new country and started from scratch in their early to mid 30s. It's something that's not easy to do.
Nope.
It's not easy to do being born here, but even more for like a small immigrant family of 3. So
For sure.
Shout out mom and dad, by the way.
100%.
Freaking love
Shout
you
them
guys.
out.
Yeah.
You guys did a good job. Dash is amazing.
Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, but it got to a point where I knew that it was gonna keep me in a straight path.
Yeah.
So got super in love with it. Went from that Planet Fitness, started working out at Crunch, moved over to GB3. Fort Washington is when things kind of changed. So I saw a lot of guys that were super disciplined, and there's like this saying that I love, and it's if you want to run faster, you run with a bunch of people that are faster than you, and you'll eventually catch up.
Yeah,
like,
that's cool.
You got to be in a. You don't want to be the smartest one in the room.
That's
you don't want to be the
here.
fastest one in the race.
Yep.
Like then there's the room for growth like shrinks down.
Easy to get complacent.
Easy.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm good enough. No, that's the thing. You have to have a chip on your shoulder at all times. So going off that topic, from Fort, I went over to Iron Office, and that's kind of where I met Tavo.
Yep.
Also working at a restaurant, but
That's all good. Yeah.
but
We'll say Iron Office.
for sure. Yeah, Iron Office. That took it to the next level. I was like, you know what? I'm in here every day. I always wanted to post like content.
Yeah.
So I started posting a little bit of fitness content, made a fitness account, with my regular Instagram, which eventually got deleted because I didn't need it anymore.
Wow.
Started growing a little bit on there. And then, I started running. It was so weird. I just picked up on a whole nother hobby. Did a half marathon with my boy who's actually getting married on Friday. So congratulations to Zeke and Sierra.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations, guys.
Yeah, amazing.
Beautiful thing.
Amazing people. Zeke's actually the one that brought me back to God, so that we could talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So I got super into it. After running, Trinity opened up.
Yeah.
Which was crazy because you guys know the cigar shop that I was talking about. Trinity Gym is like two
next door.
steps away, literally next door.
I've always tried to put two and two together because I would see you post on your socials. I'm like, you're at Aldo's, you have the Aldo store. I'm like, does he work there?
Mm-hmm.
But I always see packages in the back. I'm like, does he do drop shipping? Like, what does this guy do?
Yeah.
But yeah, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. So that gym opened up, and I decided one day to post on Instagram, I'm going to take 3 clients, because I was like, you know what? I love the gym. I love people. And if they could have anywhere near of like a life change that I saw with how the gym impacted my life. Yeah. I was like, well, I want to try it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but at least I freaking tried.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
So yeah, one thing led to another. The really cool thing about training people is that if you get a couple of really cool results, one, word of mouth, and 2, the social proof on social media. Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, one thing, I'm just going to keep consistent on posting the same way that I'm consistent about training. If nothing comes out of it, nothing comes out of it. But if it does, then, oh, wow, really cool. And I've taken over 50 clients since then. Tavo being one of them, one of my current ones.
Yeah.
So awesome. It's super cool that we're now working together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a blast. I never feel like I work a day in my life.
That's a good,
It's such a blessing.
Yeah.
And I am I could say that I'm truly happy with like where I'm at and where I'm going. And I know that as long as I'm passionate about it, that things are going to turn out okay.
Yep.
And that's what makes it great every day.
Yep. Passion and consistency and grit, and I think you pair passion with competency. That's a recipe for success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you're not only passionate about fitness and nutrition, you're competent in it. You know what it is. You know what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that hand in hand, like you're golden. Just keep going. That's it. That's all you got to do is just keep going.
Yeah, for sure.
Same thing with this podcast. All you got to do is just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're going to get there. 9 times out of 10, the people that don't get to where they don't achieve their goals or see their dreams come to fruition is because they quit.
Yeah, they don't try.
9 times out of 10, they quit. Somewhere along the lines, they just quit. Got too hard, too many things, too many excuses. It's so much easier to just kind of take it easy and not do it, not chase your dreams, not chase your passion, not put in the work,
Comfort is the silent killer.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But when you put in the work, and then that seeing all that come to fruition, that's amazing.
Yeah, it takes pressure. Like, me and my lady were talking about this, and we've kind of been on the fence about the whole pressure versus no pressure. Like, no pressure in the sense of early in my like walk with faith, right? I had this expectation that I needed to be perfect. And with that came a lot of disappointment, daily disappointment. So that was like my perception with it. So we talked about it and we're like, and it's not about being perfect, right? It's about the lifelong journey. It's about getting better every day. So we kind of went the route of no pressure, but also like with everything in life, pressure is a blessing. Pressure makes diamonds. Like it's a super important thing. If you don't have any pressure to do better, to succeed, to be a better person, then you're not going to get that drive to improve. And without that drive to improve, then, we're not getting anywhere. We're staying at square zero.
You're just being comfortable.
Exactly.
Yeah. But then you have those moments where you're like, man, I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of the way this is, or I'm sick of looking like this, or I'm sick of this about my life being this way. Mm-hmm. But you're not doing nothing to fix it.
It was decision after decision, micro decisions every day that have led to that point. Like it wasn't just like a magic wand, boom.
Oh, you got there somehow.
Yeah,
it didn't just magically happen. It's just,
for sure.
You just consistently made, bad decisions, I guess. And then that's where you're at. Where you're at is just a culmination of the decisions that you made in your life.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So that's good stuff right there. That's another clip it. I'm just kidding. So you started, when did we meet? You started Iron Office in what,
2024?
Was it 24?
2024, the summer of 2024.
Okay. That's about when I started going, right? 24 or 23? No, 24.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think I was only there for like a year and a half before Trinity opened.
Before Trinity.
Yeah. And then I was just like, you know what? Let's go try this out. But I remember seeing you in the gym all the time. So encouraging. So so just high energy. And I'm very like deceiving. Like you probably hear, it's probably the most you've ever heard me talk ever.
Seriously.
But, when I'm at the gym, like I don't know what it is. Like, I don't have social anxiety. I just know that like everybody's doing their own thing. Mm-hmm. Like I'm not trying to like, you're there to get stuff done.
Make friends.
But it's like I should be like a little more friendly because I feel like sometimes too I kind of have like that. I don't know if guys can have this, but like RBF face, like a little bit. Like I look like, do I look mean or something? Like, but it's probably because I feel like I'll catch myself and like my brows all like, my eyebrows are all like pinched and stuff.
Right.
Because I'm just lifting, So it's like, I'm not mean, dog. I guess I'm just to myself. I don't know. But but Dash would always, put a smile at least or get me, I can be.
Yeah.
Happy to be here. And not that I'm not happy to be there. I love going to the gym, but it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that was cool. Always seeing you. And then it was nice seeing you at Trinity too. And you almost had me last year. I think we talked about that.
We did, yeah.
When you were first starting taking on clients. And then I said no. I didn't want to do it.
And now we're here.
And now we're here. Now we're here.
Yeah.
I love your journey, and mine wasn't the same. Mine was definitely a bit different. Like, how did I even get to this point? Right, I'm 38, gonna be 38 this year, and I have this whole goal, this whole dream of like I want to be in the best shape of my life by the time I'm 40, and then just maintain for the rest of my life. But when I was just coming out of high school, I was like 304, my heaviest. Working at Taco Bell, shout out AJ. Working at Taco Bell, and like just, bruh, I would sit, dog. Those microwave burritos, the microwave burritos. My guy, I would microwave probably like four, at least four. Sometimes I go 6. I'm not even joking, and I would microwave them, and that's not it. I would deep fry them, bruh. I would deep fry those bad boys. So microwave them, then deep fry them, get them all nice and crispy and all juicy. And then I would have like this nice big old thing of ranch and just, I was big, y'all. I was big. And I would go to freaking the liquor store and get like a big old extra large icy, a king size Reese's Fast Break, Bro, all day, dog. Like you name it, I was eating it. Like it was a lot. I'd go to McDonald's. My order was always forever like either 2 McChickens or a spicy McChicken and a McDouble. My mouth is watering right now. I'm just kidding. And like
don't lie.
Call
like,
the bluff.
And like a biggie or like what do they call it? A supersized fry, right? With like a large sweet tea, bro. That was like I would just eat so bad. And
I wonder how many calories that all is.
Probably an easy 3K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the 2 McDoubles or it was 2 McDoubles with mac sauce.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
The supersized fry.
Okay.
And the large sweet tea.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Easy.
That's
Easy, like how much,
insane.
like more than what I have you on plan eating a good
In one-
amount of food.
In one day.
In a whole day.
So it's like, bro, that was me, bro. 18 years old, like not caring, like I'm going, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then so then I was 18 and I wanted to audition for American Idol. And because I sing or whatever. And so, but my cousin at the time, I had this cousin, his name's Mario. I don't know if he watches this. He might watch this. But if you are, shout out, dog. What up? How's that ankle doing? I know it was hurt a while ago, but love you, man.
That's
so
funny.
he was like, if you're going to do this, if you're going to try out for American Idol, you need to look good. He's like, you can't be fat and try out for American Idol. I think that was before Ruben Studdard too. So I'm like, yeah, you didn't know. Cause look at Ruben Studdard came out and did it. You know what I mean? Look at,
He didn't win though, did he?
he did win.
He did win the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, he had that song. This is my sorry for. You remember that one? 2004. No, it's all right. So, anyways, he was like, you gotta have an appeal. So,
Right.
I'm like, all right. Well, what do I need to do? He was like, this is what you're gonna do. He was like, you're gonna stop eating all that crap. He was like, and then he's all just eat tuna salad with crackers.
oh man.
And then, and like, I can't even remember what I would have for breakfast. I think I would still stick with like my normal, like whatever it was, cereal or whatever. But like my main meals were tuna salad and crackers. And bruh, and then he would take me to go do these workouts at the stadium, like at Clovis High. And he would have me run the steps, bro.
Wow.
The first time I ever ran steps, I ran probably like just one side of the stadium. One time I threw up so bad.
Wow. Yeah.
I threw up so bad. I was so sick. Like I was like, never in my life. I've not done this much. Like I used to run a 22-minute mile like in high school. Like it was bad. Okay. So like doing that was bad. And then he even put a weight on my chest. I'm like, bro, you're tripping. But all right, we did it, right? And then so we did the whole thing. I don't know why I'm going this long story. It's about my fitness. Anyways, so we went that whole summer. I went from like 304. Dog, I poop you not. I went down to 219.
Wow.
218.
Whoa.
Almost lost 100 pounds.
Yeah, in the span of like 5 months.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was at the point where I was younger, so my skin was different. Like my skin, the elasticity is different. So like I didn't have no loose skin or nothing. Like it was a complete like reset of my physical body. Like it was nuts, and so that got me to, like I said, better. Like it was like it was like a second shot at life, you know? And then throughout the years, I kind of maintained. I would always spike up to like 240, 280, and then I was starting to get up there like 280. This last year, remember, so like fast track, I've had my things, right? And I also too, we've talked about a little bit about this, but I also kind of low-key had an eating disorder myself, you know? It was not fun. Yeah, it was not the best time of my life. But so yeah, it's always been a struggle for me. And just yo-yo, I would go up and I'd come down and be all right. I'd go on a diet, super restrict my diet, my calories. And then I'd go back up once I started eating normal again, you know? And, this last year, I, looking back on it, what you have me eating now, like I restricted my calories a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And that's because I was scared. I was like 280. I think I saw 282 on the scale again. I was like, what? We're not going to do this again, dog. I'm like 20 pounds away from my heaviest. I'm like, we're not going to do this again. And I was like, forget it. I'm just going to go on this is my thought, calorie deficit. Really, I was starving myself. For like, what did I do that for? I did that for like 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like 13 weeks. I went from 280 227.
Wow.
Yeah. That was from like, I think it was.
That was last summer.
Yeah, it was last summer.
Yeah.
And
I
was
remember
like,
when you got.
Yeah, you're like, you're looking lean, dude.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, I am. And like, my mom's like, I ain't eating nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, but it's crazy though, because I was still like maintaining some strength. Like I was in there lifting, but I definitely wasn't getting stronger. And I was in a pretty aggressive deficit, and I was doing cardio 2 times a day most of the time. I would do it in the morning, and then I would do it at night.
I remember also seeing you because I would have to do my fasted cardio for my bodybuilding show.
Yeah.
So I also left that off. I bodybuild.
He's a bodybuilder.
I eventually want to get my pro card, but it's
gonna happen.
Yeah. One day will, Lord willing. But yeah, so I would go in the mornings to Trinity to do my fasted cardio. Some of the hardest things ever, because that's when you're pretty deep into prep and it's tough. And I would see Tavo a good amount of times every morning that I was there, because I would switch it up. I would do either morning cardio at Trinity or I would do it at my parents' apartment.
Yeah,
I was living with at the time.
Right.
So I would see you there like every time I did morning cardio at Trinity, going hard too, like sweating. It wasn't like a lot of people think cardio and they're like, yeah, we're strolling on the tread. Nah, this boy was sweating. It's like put some buckets on the sides of those treadmills. I
was going, and I was doing, and I was fasted too, because I would stop eating at like 7 p.m.
Oh
every
yeah,
day.
That's a pretty large window.
Yeah, and so I'd wake up probably like 11, 12 hours fasted, and then go do cardio. I was dropping weight though, dog, but it was not the best,
Mm-hmm.
And then I went from 227, then I went back to maintenance. I don't even know what maintenance is. I know I got a better idea now after being on the meal plan. I built some more muscle back, some more strength back between August and then now where I'm at right now. So, but I'm just like ready, I was like ready to take it more serious and lose weight, but not do it like I did before.
Yeah, it's definitely a long run thing. Like that's what happens. Anyone, based on the law of thermodynamics, you can drop weight if you're eating less calories than your maintenance, right? But that's where the crash diet thing comes in hand.
Yeah,
because it happens. The whole yo-yo thing happens because you deprive yourself so hard, right? And then you, for one reason or the other, like, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this. And that dopamine spike is so huge that a lot of people just spiral. And then they go and they don't care about what they eat for a long period of time, gain the weight back pretty quickly.
Yep.
And then they're like, I need to shoot down again. So it starts to become a really unhealthy, like vicious cycle of just going back and forth. And that's why, like, for my clients and all the ones that are listening right now can attest to this, I will never, especially on the first couple of weeks, first couple of months, put you in such a deep deficit, because it just doesn't work like that. Like we have to gather the data. We have to make sure that everything's good and kind of know your true maintenance. And then we shed off like 100 calories, 200 calories. It's not here's a bodybuilding prep diet. Go do it. And a lot of coaches, not naming any names specifically, like no one really comes to mind, but I know that it's out there, that they put their clients on these crash diets so they can get the social proof and get the results so that they can sell their program to other people.
Yeah.
But in this game, if you really want to be a successful coach, you also cannot be a piece of crap. Like you actually have to genuinely care about your clients. And it's not about putting them through so much suffering that it makes their life not enjoyable.
Right.
It's something that we can sustain, that we can make adjustments to, and we could do it for the rest of our life. Like with all my guys, I'm like, whenever we do stop working together, I want you to be able to take those habits into, the world and be able to know exactly what to do to live a good lifestyle.
Right.
Because energy, it's just the way that you're feeling is very directly linked to food.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, at the end of the day, this is about, obviously looking better comes with it, but that is such a secondary effect. And I try to get that dialed into all my guys' heads. You're going to enjoy it more just from feeling like a healthier human being going about your day. It's like say, for example, you know, we have a super productive day and we got so many tasks to do and you check off all those boxes. By the end of the day, you feel really damn good about that.
Yep.
Right.
It's the same exact thing with eating. Like you've gone through, and it's just like anything in life. There's temptation. Temptation's going to hit you from the up, down, side, around, everywhere. But saying no to it, you know, and eventually you stack up those no's. And then a couple months in, you're like, hey, wait, I felt really good about being productive and sticking on plan. But now I'm also like, I'm not mad with who I'm seeing in the mirror right now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. And I can tell you that is a huge thing. Cause like this last it's only been 2 weeks and I feel like so much better.
Yeah.
Good.
Already night and day. Like, just like, I feel like I can go run. Like, right. I could, on a drop of a dime, I'm gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, need me to bend down to get this real quick? I got you. Like, it's not going to hurt, or I'm not going to feel like, you know, my pants are like, you know,
You gotta shift it
restricting
over.
me all. I'm not going to have to do that. You know, I could squat and like feel all right. And even when I'm sleeping, like, I just feel like more, you just feel lighter.
Mm-hmm.
And my weight hasn't really changed that much. I've lost like 3 pounds, but like, I feel like way more, like I've lost way more.
That inflammation.
Like,
What we were talking about right before
Yeah.
we you know started the podcast is you know, when you do change up that diet, one of the first things that you're gonna realize is that inflammation is just gonna go down, and you're gonna feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Like even with just 1 weekend. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna feel better.
It's crazy. 100%. It's crazy. Like it's hard to explain. You'd have to feel it. And that's because what? Like the foods, like majority of the foods that people, the majority of the American diet,
general
right?
public.
General pop. And you're starting to hear
Yeah.
like more people talk about this. And I think more people need to talk about it.
Absolutely.
It's like the diet, like the American diet is just, it's not great.
Yeah,
right?
it's I think it's more of an awareness thing than anything. Obviously, if you're not super into the gym, into fitness, you're not really gonna. I've had clients who, you know, it's their first time and they didn't understand what a calorie was or what macronutrients were and micronutrients. Like, what the heck? Like vitamin D, you're getting this from food and all this stuff. So it's more of like an unawareness thing, because I don't think that a lot of people in the world would willingly make the choices that they're making, knowing that this is gonna be a direct effect of it.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it is just, you know, it's just
The knowledge.
a lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
Like they could, and it's like low key, like, I guess it's on them, but it's also like they got everything working against them, like marketing. You know?
Absolutely.
Like the bigger business of the food industry, you know, when they put like a box of Cheerios and the big old letters says protein Cheerios, and it's like, but you don't really understand, like that's not even like the ratio's terrible, and that you're not really gonna get any benefit from that protein. You know, they're just masking it as healthier because it's a protein.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just the same thing. It's just Cheerios.
Yeah, and then you turn the box around and you read 57 ingredients that you cannot pronounce.
That's correct. Yes.
But it's like, it's also like, it's the smallest thing that's written on the box. Like they do everything, because there is like a legal standard. I'm not sure what it is, but to label something protein, it has to have like a certain amount.
Yeah.
Right. But as long as they get to that amount, then as a business, that's a great marketing scheme right there. Like, let's start marketing protein, since protein's getting so huge.
Right.
Even Starbucks has protein lattes.
Yeah,
now.
that's a trip. Like,
yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
Weird. And like Chipotle has protein like cups, which is just grilled chicken, but it's all a marketing thing.
Yeah.
And we have to understand that they're a business just like everything else here. We're in a super capitalist society, so you have to know that. And they're not really worried about your health at all.
No.
You know, they're worried about putting more money like in their pockets. So they're going to do whatever they can. And sometimes slapping a protein label on the box is what gets them there, you know, but we just gotta be aware of it.
It used to be 0 grams trans fat.
Yeah. It's gone.
It used to be the
It's
thing.
changed so much.
So funny.
Yeah, because society will be like, "Oh, fat's really bad."
Yeah.
So like everything is marketed as low
How do
fat,
you
but then
change the
you see
lingo?
the sugar content, and it's crazy. And then it's like, "Oh, no sugar is the best," you know? And it's cyclical. It's so weird.
They're just figuring out ways to make money.
Yeah,
At the end of
it
the
is.
day.
It is.
At the end of the day.
But it's okay. You can eat all that stuff. we also got this stuff called Ozempic that you can you know what I mean? Like just to help you. Once you get to that point, this is gonna help you. But here's the thing, you gotta take it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know? And that's crazy.
It is. I always tell my friends all the time, like, we're living in the Hunger Games. I don't know if you've like read the books or seen the movies, but I've read the books, and it doesn't really go into that much detail in the movie per se, but there's this scene, I think, in which Katniss and her friend Peeta or her boyfriend Peter are like at this Capitol thing, and it's a party, and someone brings over to her this liquid, and they're like, "Here, drink it." And she's like, "Well, what is it?" And they're like, "Well, you can drink it, and then you can eat more." And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Is that they had this, meanwhile, all the districts, the rest of the districts in the story are starving, and it's just like the Capitol is this one section of people are so privileged, and don't have a care in the world, for anyone else. And they're stuffing their faces and then taking a liquid that like makes them throw up so they can eat more and stuff like that. And it's just like, man, like our government, society really does not have our best interests at heart, And so you have to educate yourself and, like do that research to understand what micro and macronutrients are, what good protein is for you. Eating a vegetable, like
that's
versus
fiber. It's good fiber.
Fiber, like and it's just crazy. It's crazy how society is seemingly, setting us up.
Yeah,
in a way.
But I'm there. Yeah.
But to your guys' point, there's more awareness coming out about this stuff, right? Yeah. Like you have people sharing all the time, like. Even the pans that you cook in, like, like the microplastics in a pan, like is seeping into your food and stuff like that. And that's obviously a much more extreme type of thing, but it's kind of the same, right? Yeah, you don't know, you're not aware, to your point. Yeah. And so educate yourself,
Yeah, true. Or like, you can't leave like water bottles in the sun.
No, because that causes cancer.
Yeah, having your phone in your pocket too.
That too. Sleeping with it next to your head when it's charged.
Get it away from me.
Yeah, like
get it away from me.
Longevity. If you're thinking longevity, for sure, this stuff isn't meant for that. Like.
Well, the food thing is definitely different. I think the food thing is definitely a bigger problem. It's probably like the biggest problem I think that we have. As a society, as a culture, even sugar. Like, I can't tell you how weird it felt. I didn't know what was going on in my body the last week, but like, I'm like day 4, and I'm like, I'm used to having so much sugar.
Those withdrawals started kicking,
and I didn't have it, and so I'm like,
an addiction.
I felt like I was craving something. I didn't know what it was. Like, I'm in the middle of the day, I'm just not myself, just almost sick. Almost had like that nauseous feeling. I'm like, what is going on? And all I could think of, it has to be the sugar. Like, it has to be the sugar. Cause like, and then I started thinking of everything I used to eat that has sugar. Like, bro, those upside down caramel macchiatos from Starbucks, that's all bad. Like, I would get upside down caramel macchiato with extra salted caramel sweet cream cold foam at the top with caramel drizzle. I don't even know what the calorie count's in that. The sugar volume, I don't know what that is, but it's probably something stupid. Like,
I've seen like some of those drinks, and they're like 120 grams of sugar. And for someone, and I've been there, dog. Like, the McDonald's shakes, that was my jam. The McDonald's the chocolate shake.
Sounds good.
That was my jam. So, real quick, funny story with McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
How I got like to my heaviest. Every time that my parents would work out at AppCal, which is a winery that does like live music, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So they work out there every single weekend. So when I was a kid, on their way back, I'd be like, "Mamá, por favor, pueden pasar por McDonald's. Me pueden comprar un 20-piece chicken nugget y un chocolate shake y una papa frita." Yeah. So for all my ladies and gents that don't speak Spanish, 20-piece chicken nugget, large fry, and a large chocolate shake. Dang, and I wouldn't even enjoy that shake.
Would you dip the fries in the shake?
Oh, I would dip everything in the shake.
That's amazing.
I would dip everything and anything in the shake.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, and I would drink that in the span of like probably 2 minutes.
Oh my
And then I was
God.
like, why do I feel like crap? And I feel like throwing up. And
Yeah.
I would go to sleep right after.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it was like it was collateral damage. Next morning, it was not feeling great.
Wow.
Not feeling great.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
dog.
unaware, like I was just a kid, and I was like, "Well, this tastes like really dang good."
So much salt. It's like salt and sweet. Like
yeah.
That's
It was so good.
That's everyone wants that. Salty and sweet.
Crazy, bro. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, chocolate shakes. I can't.
Just start zoning out. Yeah.
Let's put a picture of a chocolate shake right above top of his head.
Pop it up. I can say it's all right.
Yeah.
I can't say that.
I can do it.
I can't say though that now, day 14, my sugar cravings or my cravings for something sweet is kind of starting to go away. It's starting to go away now.
Good.
Like today, because we work at a church, so
there's pastries.
Oh man, so
Donuts.
there's a green room where the worship team goes and kind of hangs out after we get done doing the set and like before we go out and listen to the message or whatever. If we're gonna listen to the message from backstage or side stage, we do that too. But like there's a green room and then you go in and it just has pastries. The pastor's wife made homemade Pop-Tarts with like chocolate on top, and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. But it wasn't as bad today. Like it wasn't as bad. And I was sitting there watching people eat. I'm like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And
Gotta deny yourself.
I just had to deny myself. But it's like it wasn't as bad as it like last week. It was a lot more. Like I was smelling this sugar like a lot more.
Yeah.
Like,
Have you ever seen those reels of there's this guy, he makes this content exclusively, I feel like. I don't feel like I've seen anyone else do it, but he would like take a Dutch Bros like Golden Eagle and he would have it right next to him and he would be making this content like right in front of a Dutch Bros too, and he has sugar cubes.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, and he was like stacking up the sugar cubes to how much sugar was actually in a
Just
Golden
in
Eagle.
one Golden Eagle.
Just in one like large Golden Eagle, iced coffee. And it was just ridiculous.
It was something like 40, 50 cubes or something like that, right? Something dumb. Like a whole half a cup or something of just straight sugar. What the heck?
Insane.
And that's crazy. Because what are the foods that cause the inflammation? What are the main culprits?
It's sugar. It's fried food.
Yeah.
Heavily processed food.
Yeah.
It's just basically all the stuff that's not really food.
Yeah.
If you stick to eating real food, single ingredient stuff.
Yeah.
Meat, your rice, your eggs, potatoes, vegetables, fruits, all those kind of things, you're going to be in good shape because that's stuff that your body's meant to digest. Right? All these
process.
super ultra processed things that are like made in factories and are made to be extremely palatable, right? So that the consumer goes
Keeps
and buys
eating it.
more. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the main point in all of it, going back to the point that they're a business, they want to put as much money in their pocket, so they're going to make it taste as good as possible.
Yeah.
So it goes, and everything really just leads to habits, right?
Yeah.
That's what we do on an everyday basis, sometimes without even thinking about it, right? Wake up, go straight to the shower, brush our teeth, take a shower. We don't think about it, right? It's just kind of, it just happens. And the same thing happens with food choices.
Yeah.
You go and say, for example, we go to church on a Sunday morning and then we go to a lunch spot and we get wings and fries and all these different kind of things. We watch football. It starts to become a habit and it gets really hard to break through. And that's like what you're saying right now. First week you were smelling the sugar, like it was just constantly on the, like, not even the back of your mind. That thing was like right here.
Like right there,
it was like eye vision right to it.
Yeah. I'm all smelling sugar and then eating the chicken.
Just kidding. Yeah. So, but my main goal as a coach is to break you out of those habits and build some new ones. Because once you do it for a couple of weeks, you can just use the human, which is a very, habitual creature, and turn it into something productive instead of having it take you backwards. That's the main goal in all of it. Once it just becomes like done, it's easy, then you do it and then you stack up those days and all of a sudden like you're in the best shape of your life and you feel great.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to do with Tavo. So
Yeah, that's great.
yeah, I'm excited for it.
And I can't even tell you like how we're talking about like the processed foods and sugar and how that all that inflames you. Like I can be hungry, right? Or I'm sorry. Yes. So I eat one of my meals, sit down, and it's like the chicken and rice, right? I'll eat it, and it's like, whoo, it's hard to get through it all. Like towards the end, I'm like, man, I still got this little bit I still gotta eat. I'm like, I'm almost like I'm full. I feel satiated as heck. And then I get done and like 30 minutes later, I don't feel like I just had to force myself to eat. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I don't feel like, oh, I just ate all that. Right. I feel like regular.
Yeah. Like it digested.
Like I just feel fine. Like, oh, I didn't just stuff myself.
Right.
But I did just have to force myself to eat all that food.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, if you had like a burger or
something
like pizza or something,
I
like
would feel it.
You would feel nasty.
I would feel it for an hour. Like, I'd feel like, oh, man, burping it up, tasting in my mouth, you know? Like, like, you know what I mean? That whole, And with this diet, like, that has not happened.
Yeah, it's meant to like really biohack your metabolism too. So, we were talking about it. That metabolism's kind of like the middleman in everything, right? So it could either be working for you or against you. Yeah. And eating all those foods can really like slow down your metabolism. And people, even that go on deficits, they're like, I can't lose the weight. One of the most likely culprits of that is that their metabolism is just completely shut. Like it's not working, right? Yeah. So with these foods that are micro and macro dense, right, that they have everything that you need, your body's like, okay, we'll take them in, and then your digestive system starts working better. So that metabolism kicks up, and now you're burning more calories just by existing.
Yeah. Yeah. What is that? What is that called? Basal metabolic rate?
Yeah, your BMR. Your base metabolic rate.
Base metabolic rate. You burn more calories just doing nothing. But like, what also helps with that? Muscle.
Right? Absolutely.
Having more muscle. I've told you this before, right? Like the more muscle you have on your body, like the better your body is at digesting food or pulling, processing sugar even, right?
Not even just that, but fighting illness.
Yeah.
Like in cancer patients, the ones that have had, this has been shown in studies, the ones that have more muscle have had a more likely chance of remission or, of fighting it off for a little bit longer.
Wow.
Yeah. So having muscle on your body, it's not just for aesthetics and, for vanity. It's something that's very important and everyone needs to have a little bit of it because, we never know. We never know what's going to happen.
Right. Yeah. And that's the whole thing too. That's the whole thing with like stuff like the GLP-1s is, it helps you lose weight, but it also, I watch podcasts and listen to people talk about it, but it actually you lose muscle too, ton of muscle. And then it like affects your bone health because you don't have the muscle. So that's like wild. Like, muscle does play like a huge part in all that in your health. But that's another reason why I did want to lose weight this way.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a place for peptides, such as, you're talking about GLP-1, the GLP-3, so retatrutide or retatrutide, however you like to pronounce it, in a lot of cases has helped people like get away from being very close to death just by helping out their blood markers. So in certain scenarios, I think it does have a place in society, but it's starting to become that's the number one option because people are always trying to find like the easier way out.
Yeah.
If you can do it naturally and you could do it without anything, especially if you are lifestyle, if this is like something that you're doing just for your overall well-being and, your physique and how you're looking and feeling, doing it the natural way is always going to be the best way. But in severe cases, a GLP-3 like a retatrutide or retatrutide, however you'd like to pronounce, it can be really, really effective.
Yeah. And that's about to get approved, right? That's about to get, by the FDA.
Yeah, it's gonna get really expensive. That's the talks and rumors about it. And also be careful if your doctor prescribes it to you because they can, in a lot of cases, they prescribe the amounts that are crazy and that are way too much, and that's when the real health effects start happening.
Major side effects.
Yeah. So if you're gonna take any peptide, because they're becoming such a popular thing, they're growing almost as fast as AI is. Like that's how I compare.
I think they're growing because of AI. To be honest.
That too. Yeah. Absolutely. Just make sure that you're doing your research and you know exactly what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
And this is coming from someone who bodybuilds with a lot of guys that are on gear and a lot of steroids and. But just be safe about it. Know your why.
Yeah.
If you're trying to become a professional bodybuilder, in most cases, you're going to have to go that route.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't have to, but that's not in the cards right now. But just know your why and make sure that you know, you do have medical supervision and that, you know, things are going smooth. Don't go and just start, because that's what's been happening. The gym culture has gotten huge, right? So kids are looking up to these guys that have been on steroids for 10, 15 years, and that's their expectation of what a good physique looks like. And that is like far from the truth. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's a lot of like the whole comparison thing. But just do not go that route, especially if you're young. I've seen a lot of guys that have pinned and they're super young and they've completely like derailed like their physique, their overall well-being, and you know, who knows what's going to happen with that. So just be safe.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about it too. I watch a lot of Mike Israetel on YouTube.
Yeah, I do too. I love that guy.
So he's funny. But he, you know, he talks about, you know, being on gear or whatever. He's, you know, he does talk about steroids, but he's talks about the importance of getting blood work and, you know, only doing the dosage that you're willing to, you know, because there's a sacrifice or there's a pros and cons, you know. So like, do the cons out or the pros outweigh the cons? Whatever you're willing, whatever trade-offs you're willing to make, you know. What are like your thoughts on all that? Because you said like, if you do want to get serious, or to a certain point, I guess in bodybuilding, you do have to dabble in that. Like, is that a thing, or can you get to like an elite level just being natural, right?
Oh, you can absolutely, like, there's this whole thing about genetic potential, right? You know, we all do have a certain shape and a structure about us, and sometimes that limits or extends like our potential, right? Yep. But no, I mean, I've been training naturally for six or seven. Don't make a joke. Don't make a 6, 7 joke.
I wasn't gonna do it, but I did. You know.
And I've gotten, you know, from someone who was, you know, very, very narrow, you know, into someone who, you know, I have a good physique in my opinion, and I've worked hard for it.
You can pop up a before and after. I've seen it. I tried to find it, bro, but did you put it? Did you archive it?
No. It's still up there. It's still up there. Yeah.
You gotta send it to
me. No, that
so
one's a good one. I'll always post the before and after just to show the people that like it's that you can do it.
You got to send it to me afterwards so I don't have to go fishing for it through you.
Yeah.
Because I tried looking for it, but sorry.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Sorry.
But a lot of it just comes from the hard work. Like that's when you need to make sure that even before thinking of dabbling into anything, that everything is down to a T. That means your diet, your sleep, your steps, your training, like all of it has to be perfect before you even consider. And like we said, you got to know your why. But it is absolutely attainable to have an amazing physique being a natural. And I've seen some of the best physiques in my life from natural folks.
Wow.
Right. When we dabble into PEDs, it can obviously improve on someone's physique, but it's not going to build a physique for them.
Gotcha. Right. Yep.
It just doesn't work like that.
You have to put in the work.
It's not a red pill, blue pill kind of thing too. And the guys that are taking PEDs, they have to be so precise with everything, because once one of those little areas starts lacking, all the others do, and that's when the health can really just fall down. Yeah. So for anyone watching that just wants to get in good shape, you can absolutely reach like a phenomenal physique just by hard work, by eating right, training right, just having all the boxes checked off. Yeah. Totally possible.
Yeah. Amen to that. What's your take on, so how many, what's you hear a lot of people talk about, I gotta hit my steps. What's like the optimal steps you think for like someone who's wanting to start, like they want to start somewhere, right? I guess you could start by walking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get enough movement out there every day. You know, what is the optimal? Is it 10,000 or is it 15?
So walking is one of the best things that you can do. If you're not walking, like you should probably start doing it. It's good to get outside and get sunlight and vitamin D, and that's a whole nother thing. Like your circadian rhythm is so heavily, you know, attached to light, but especially sunlight. So quick token, the best thing to do right when you wake up is go outside and get sunlight in your eyes, because that tells everything it's time to like kickstart the day. Yep. It's a great way to get rid of, you know, if you guys are waking up with brain fog and lack of motivation, drive, and you're not feeling the best in the morning, just go outside and get some sunlight in your eyes for like 5 minutes, read a book, read a page in the Bible, and get your day started. Yeah. That's what I've been doing lately. But to answer your question, I don't think there is a quote unquote optimal. It depends from person to person. If it's someone that's just starting, just start by getting 5,000 steps a day. That's good. and work it up to 10. 10, I would say, is like kind of like what's considered like the gold standard. Like 10 is very, very good.
Yeah.
15, 20, you're getting into the upper echelon of things, and, it's great, but it is person to person dependent. And also for someone that's never really gotten into their fitness and never really put these things as things of importance, just start off really slow and start building your way up. That's the best way to do it.
Because you want it to be consistent.
Absolutely.
You don't want to try to go ham for like a week and be like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, no. And find something that you like. Like some people don't love walking. Like I totally get that. So if you played a sport in high school, or go pick up on pickleball, or go shoot some hoops and be outside in community, just find a way to move your body, because movement is medicine. Your body is meant to move. Like we come from hunters and gatherers who would they would have to hunt for, their family's food.
Right.
And that is one of the ways that they got satisfaction and pleasure in life, is being able to like provide. So we've lost that with technology, having screens on us at all times. DoorDash, like we're not even moving to get food that's making us fat and unhealthy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like it's a true thing.
Straight up Wally.
Well, yeah, great one right there. But it's just getting started with something small. Just moving your body, you're gonna notice that you're gonna feel a lot better.
Yeah,
like, that's why a lot of us, we get into the gym and it's like, whoa, this actually feels really dang good, right?
Yep.
That's how we get started. And that's what I tell my clients too. Get addicted to the feeling of feeling good after the gym, and everything else will come after. Like it'll be a domino effect.
Yep.
All the pieces start falling.
Heck yeah.
Right? So just get started with some movement, whatever you may like to do.
Didn't you just experience that like a couple weeks ago, right? When you started going back to the gym?
Yeah, I did. I came home after working out for like an hour and a half or something, and I was like, why did I ever stop going to the gym? Like I feel so good. I felt good.
Yeah. It's the mental clarity, and
it really is like lifting something heavy. Just
endorphins, they just get thrown.
Isn't that weird? I mean,
I know
we were made to be that way. That's why.
Yeah,
we
are
for sure.
You don't have to eat as often, really, because back in the day, they didn't know what they was going to eat for the next 3 days. Sometimes, So you're not going to die if you don't have those McChickens and the McDoubles. Real quick, did want to dabble into this a little bit. We did talk about faith, and we touched on it a little bit. So would you say like faith plays a big role in your life today, as far as like, does it influence what you do, as far as like, because you're obviously helping people with what you're doing, do you feel like you're called to be a fitness trainer and someone who helps people, like, almost like get a second chance at life, I guess? I guess you could say, like, what kind of role does that play, like, in what you do?
Yeah, you kind of described it. One of the main reasons was giving that second chance, because I felt the feeling of kind of being hopeless and being like, wow, like this is what I'm doing with my life. Like, are you serious? Like, this is how I'm finding pleasure. Like, it's so fleeting, right? So definitely the second chance. Like, it's never too late. Like Saul, which I mentioned earlier, he's a 48-year-old restaurant owner, has never lifted a weight in his life, and he's 3 months in, and his body and his life has changed, like, for the better, and he feels great about it. He comes every day with a smile, knowing that I'm gonna kill him every single time, right? And I have a great time doing it.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so seeing like guys like him, it's never too late. Like he's pushing his 50s, and it's the first time that he's touched weights, and his whole quality of life has improved. And now, like we were talking about this also, kind of like the secondary effects of that too, is that his wife's eating healthier now, and his 2 daughters are eating healthier now, and it just becomes a thing. Like for him, who he's the head of the household, and he's the father figure. For him to do something like that, it spreads, because obviously his daughters look up to him, and his wife loves him, and they're like, oh, well, he's making some really good decisions. Like, we should do that too. Yeah. So that's one thing. But it is very, very, faith is very heavily linked into what I do, because I've even had this talk with my folks. My folks are always like, you're super extroverted and you want to help people. And I got that from my dad. My dad's the same exact. Cool. He's an amazing human, and he won't go by a homeless man without trying to help. Like he's that kind of guy. So I've always wanted to do something to help other people, because the satisfaction that you get from that, it's second to none. Yeah. Seeing that you're having somewhat of a direct impact on someone's life and them getting better. Oh man, that's amazing.
It goes beyond the monetary gain or the monetary value.
Oh, absolutely. Doing, Like I tell all my guys, if I could do this for free, I promise I would.
Wow.
Like I want to make a career out of it. I want to be able to provide for my lady and our future family when that comes. So I've taken that in. But if I could do it for free, it's the satisfaction that I get from seeing people change and improve. Like that is boom, second to none.
Yeah, that's cool right there. That's good. That's making impact. That's true. That's making true impact. So, and God in all this, were you always so? You already hinted towards it, but you weren't always so stable. When did it kind of start getting stable for you as far as your like relationship with Christ, or where you're at, what right now with your faith?
Yeah, so I mean, it's been a roller coaster ride, throughout my whole life. My parents were Catholic, so God was always in the picture. Like, we would pray together and everything. But when I did get into college and I put myself into, certain areas, that kind of like went out of the way. It just wasn't even a thing that I was thinking about. So I didn't feel convicted because I just didn't accept like the Holy Spirit, It's just, it wasn't a part, of my life at the time. So Zeke, who I mentioned is getting married, we were both going through breakups at the same time, right? Wow. So we started going to the gym together, and it was probably for, a little over a year, something like that. But he had that same thing. So he went through college and he made those bad decisions, but he got back with God and he got right with God. So he took me to church a couple of times, and I was like, wow, I've always thought that something was missing, but I couldn't point at what it was. And it was the most important thing that was missing. Yeah. And I just think it's very important to just have faith, because this walk isn't meant to be walked alone. And the times that I try to do it myself and my ego gets high and I think that I got it figured out, life finds a way to make me realize that I don't have it figured out, and I can't do it alone. Like I need something, I need someone. So faith is just important in your everyday life too, and also like the Bible is just like, people are always talking about how there's not a guidebook on how to do life, or there's not a handbook on how to be a dad, and all of it's in the Bible. It teaches you how to treat other people, how to treat yourself. And it's so important. You need it. And I'm not saying that I've been anywhere near perfect. I've slipped up so many times, I've gone my own way. But the thing that stays consistent is that I always fall back. I always get back on the horse, and that's what's important too. So those guys that are like me and gals too, that think that it's faith is linear and you need to be perfect or else you're off. Like it's not that. Jesus Christ died for our sins. The debt's already been paid. But that doesn't mean that we can just go and do whatever the heck we want to please our flesh. Right. We have to pay our debts too on a daily basis,
Carry your cross.
Yeah, you do. Absolutely. And, like I've just seen the difference of myself when I'm with God and when I'm without God. And the person that I am without God almost disgusts me. So I just try to lean as much, and like I said, not perfect, but there's a conscious effort that's being made.
Yeah. That's good. That's good, man. Yeah. I believe that, God is put there's a passion inside of you for physical fitness, and then wanting to see other people, discover that same freedom in, being conscious of what they eat, having discipline to, beat their flesh, put their flesh under submission, you know what I mean? And not let it control them. And that's a God thing, man. And you're helping people. And when I was trying to hint at, like, do you feel like it's a calling? I feel like it is a calling.
Absolutely.
You're walking in it. God's giving you that passion, that desire.
Yeah, that grace.
The grace to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And then to be able to help other people, you know. And yeah, I think it's very powerful, you know, what you're doing and making a difference in people of all ages. 48-year-old, you know, like, you know, dude in his, I'm about to be 40, you know, on the way, you know, and youngsters too, you know, I'm sure. And that's just amazing, bro. It's been such a pleasure to have you on, and I really hope this isn't the last time. It probably won't be.
No, it can't be.
Yeah, no.
I don't think so.
No, especially if we're gonna be doing this together. You know, we're gonna have to have updates.
You have to have a check-in.
Yeah, check-ins.
Bring out the scale.
That's
baby.
right. Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, we should.
Check-in live on the pod.
Absolutely. That's gonna make you even more accountable, baby.
Dang, dude. Do you have any questions?
No, it's been a pleasure getting to know you, and maybe we can have Trinity on the pod next time
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
We have another mic.
That would be so.
We have
cool.
another mic.
That would be cool.
It would be cool to hear her story too.
Yeah. Yeah. It is cool. It's admirable to, you know, have someone newly in my circle, but someone that's been a part, you know, you've been a part of Tavo's life for a while now, in and out a little bit closer now that you guys are working together. But it is a pleasure to know you and to learn your story. And it really is admirable, you know. You can learn something from someone every single day if you know, are interested in getting to know people and learning their stories and stuff. So that was me today. And it was fun. It was fun. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see what comes of your guys' partnership. Cause it is secondarily affecting me, you know? And so ever since he's been going ham, I was like, I got to get it together. I got to go ham.
You kind of kicked it into another gear.
Yeah. Because, you know, we have goals.
To my ears.
I wasn't expecting that. I
have goals. I have goals too.
Yeah.
I mean, he and I, which we explained this to you, we're like 6.5 years apart.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, yes, 40s are approaching and I'm getting older too. I'm 31. But we want to add to our family, you know, and there's things, you know, goals that we want to meet and that we feel like God's put in our hearts. And, you know, like women need to have healthy bodies, you know? And so that's my goal, is to just be able to like get back to that and have a good body.
Yeah.
In order
you were a
to
high school athlete.
I was. Yeah. You know, and life happens and burgers happen and shakes happen and, you know, just letting it all go, really, you know, but getting back to the basics. And I am such a firm believer in our ancestries and our histories and our cultures of like, we were hunter-gatherers, you know, and it's so crazy how far we've come as a society, but also low-key like regressed at the same time.
Absolutely.
You know, like it's insane when you really think about things that on a fine detail level. And so, yeah, but I mean, besides all of that, it's been a pleasure, and I've just loved being able to hear you guys.
Yeah.
So,
do you have any questions for us?
Oh man, I gotta at least throw one out.
Hey, I'm here for
it. Yeah. Okay, so this is we talked a little bit about it. I feel like I said that a lot. We talked a little bit about this, just because honestly, like our conversations before, they've been solid, so I've been able to take. But obviously, like all the viewers haven't been able to listen, which I said that we should have just mic'd up during the FaceTime call because we could have got a.
Well, it's a common practice in people who do who pod, you know, and who interview, more so with people who have interviews, interviewees on. It's a common practice to have a pre-interview. You know,
sure.
It just helps make it more comfortable, more flow.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely!
So,
it worked the right way.
So.
Ready for my question? All right. So
I don't know if I'm ready. But.
How did take notes become a thing? What is your guys' main goal? What's your vision, your mission about it? What keeps you going, you know, on releasing these episodes and keeping it a thing?
That's good. Go ahead.
Do you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. You sure? You don't want to go first? Okay.
I promise.
But you're going to go.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay, cool. For sure. Okay, so it kind of goes back like to like when we were working we've been working at a church right now for like 5 years, right? And like right now we've been working a lot remote, right, for this last 2 years.
Yeah.
So, but before we'd work in an office together, and we would always we just have like this weird. Like, I don't know. We have a relationship where we are just very, I don't understand. Our chemistry is really good. Like we talk and we joke around. Like we have a good banter about each other. We don't feel like very, like it's not easy for like her to get offended at something that I say, and then it's not easy for me to get offended at something, because we all know it's just like you just have like a really cool
we're
chemistry.
We're best friends.
We're best friends.
Yeah.
Like we would always like draw people into our conversations at work, you know, and people would just be like, you guys are crazy, like you guys are funny, or you guys are crazy, like you guys should have your own realities TV show. I'm like, that, yeah, okay,
right,
like that, all right, maybe
pretty far fetched,
maybe, but maybe not, you know.
Yeah.
And so like, but we started thinking like, what if we just did a podcast, like, you know, and where we just talk and like just talk about all different kinds of things, and like that's how it started. And it wasn't Take Notes; it was Wavelengths before. That was our old one. And so then we tried it. We stepped out, and we have this background in production, and you know, like we already talked about before, you know, with all this kind of stuff. Like we already have a background in it, and so we understand how to produce something to a good quality, right? And so let's try it, right?
Yeah.
And first crack at it was kind of rough. The branding and all that was really bad, like Wavelengths. And we took a step back, and we really like try to dial in, okay, what are we trying to accomplish with this?
Yeah.
Like we know it's something we enjoy doing already. We enjoy talking to one another. We enjoy like just like bantering about just whatever. But what and people do enjoy listening, you know? So thank you, by the way. And so how could we build this thing to where it's not like, because we don't want it to just be something about us. We don't want it to just be like we're just talking about nothing that could give any value. We want it to be able to bring some kind of value to people's lives. You know, if they're going to take time to listen, we want to bring something of value to them. So whatever the conversation may be, you know, we want it to, like I said, bring value to it. So our overall heart in the Take Notes podcast, and why we came up with it, is to talk about things that could either, you know, like I said, I'm going to say it over and over again, but that's the goal, to bring value to people's lives in some way, some shape, some form, whether it's talking about fitness and health and well-being, or talking about, you know, anything, you know, and it could just be making them laugh even, you know, and telling stories, having people and then that's where this kind of morphed, where I had this idea of like, let's start interviewing people that could foster some kind of inspirational conversation that could spark. Because what do I enjoy when I listen to podcasts? I do enjoy laughing, but I also enjoy learning something or getting insight from someone who's gone through something already, so that I don't have to, you know, learn by going through it. I can learn through them, you know, gain knowledge, right? And that's another reason why we do the whole interviews things, you know, and we do want to keep it eclectic and different. We could interview someone like you one week, but then next week we can interview, like, I don't know, someone who's starting their own pop-up shop, like they're selling food or something. I don't know, you know, and it's just endless. You can interview a Christian country music artist, which we did. Yeah. You know, we've interviewed someone who's an actress in Hollywood, and we know her personally, and she's an influencer on social media, you know. But whatever it is, we do want to give people the opportunity to take notes and learn something. In a nutshell. Yeah. I don't know if I explained it like well enough.
You did. Yeah. No, I felt like that hit a nail on the head. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's what it was birthed out of. It's just like wanting to, you know, just bring inspirational conversation to people around us. Because we don't go home with everybody every day, you know, but this gives our friends and our family and those outside of those bounds access to like fun and educational conversation. Yeah. And so, yeah, like that's where Take Notes was birthed out of, because it's like, you can literally take notes on anything. You know what I mean? Like maybe someone didn't really jive with like fitness, sure, but they hopefully have taken notes on how your family's perseverance and their dedication to want to be successful and establish themselves as a successful family made them have that want to come to the States, you know, like that's so inspirational.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and people don't necessarily know you on a deeper level, you know? So it's like, but this is a little inside peek into who you are as a man and the man that you are today. And what that, you know, like just your whole journey and how it's shaped who you are. So it's like that kind of fun stuff is cool.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. And is just being able to bring like really cool information, inspiration, something new to like the people that I know that listen, you know, which is our friends and our family. And like I said, anyone else. So,
and people we don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's been really cool signs, I would say, along the way that make this feel a calling too. Like, you know, like we've kind of had like the not confirmation, yes, but the compliments or like, hey, like you guys are so funny together. You know what I mean? And yeah, like, yeah, reality TV show. But then like when we relaunched the podcast, we would have like random people DM us about the quality of the video and like the content of what we were putting out and the conversations we were having, and random people, Dash, like people we don't know whatsoever. And they're like, what kind of equipment are you using? You know, like the quality looks great. The lighting looks great. And so, I mean, you really have been able to like help people with like those details, you know, and stuff like that. So I feel like all of this is purposeful, you know, like I think it's with anything in life though, even with fitness and whatever, you know, you as a viewer or listener maybe finding yourself in is like, it takes intentionality. It takes stepping out and just doing and trying your best.
Stepping out of your comfort zone.
And just giving it a shot, you know, like, and if it doesn't land, that's okay. Pick up and move on to the next thing and try something else, you know, but if it lands and it does stick and you're passionate about it and it'll become something for you, you know? Yeah. So yeah.
Beautifully said.
Both great answers.
I couldn't have said it better myself. What's that one question you wanted to ask him? You wanted to ask him, how does he get the chia seeds out of the...
Do you have chia seeds in your diet?
I have had them before.
You've had?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Not as of right now.
As a wife, I'm going to ask you to take them out of Tavo's diet.
Oh, no.
No, I'm joking. I was telling him the other day, because, you know, he makes his shakes that you've broken down and given him his little shake thing. And so chia seeds are a part of the shake. And he like cleaned the blender. And then at Tavo, I gave the blender back to him and I was like, Tavo, look at this blender. And at the bottom, there's just caked chia seeds at the bottom.
I've had that before.
And I was like, this is crazy, Tom. Sorry. Like, you have to be thorough in your cleaning, you know?
Like, in my defense, it was late. I was super tired.
No, for sure.
I was already mad at myself. I was like, because my sleep's going to be crap tonight. And so,
yeah.
And they're great for you.
Exactly. No, for sure. And I was like, I'm going to tease Dash. I'm going to tell him, like, how do you deal with chia seeds, okay? Like,
oh, man.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, Dash, where can people find you? We already popped up your social at the beginning of the episode, but tell us a little about maybe where can they find you at, and then what's in the near future? When's your next show?
Yeah. What are you working towards?
Yeah, so I do train at Trinity Gym, so I'm a personal trainer over there. As you see, all my socials are just my Instagram. That's the main social media platform that I use. So if anyone wants to get in contact with me, just DM me through there. Next show, we're currently in an off season. So we've been off seasoning for about 5 or 6 months since my first one. Looking to hit the Fresno Classic, which is in a week from yesterday, next year.
Nice.
Yeah, so 2027 and
countdown's on, baby.
A couple of more shows at the same time. We might hit 2 to 3. So I'm going to be working really hard towards that. Putting my faith in God. Shout out my coach, Sal. I love you to death. I'm going to be best man at his wedding. So that's my dog. That's my brothers. I just needed to shout him out because I train with him every day. That is my perro, bro. That is indeed. Yeah.
All right, good, man. Well, we might have to go catch a show. Hopefully we can make it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for joining. We hope you guys got something out of it. If you did, hit that like button. Why don't you share it with somebody maybe that you might think might get something out of it as well?
Yeah.
And again, if you're not subscribed, Look at this one. Yes, you're right. If you're not subscribed, shout out AJ. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, because like I said, that helps us a lot. But other than that, thanks for joining us. Yeah. We'll see you guys next week. And yeah, get out there and be somebody. Have a good day. Go be nice to somebody. All right, bye guys. Love you.
Take notes. Take notes.